The cat has left the bag. The warden slipped his leash. The pain yet to be had will hurt for days to come at least. And we're back. Argus Vanatori, or the thing that once was him, now reduced to bestial slavering and great fangs and claws and gleaming golden eyes, stands barring your way to escape. Not only that, but you could make a run for it, but Alexei certainly couldn't. And even if Oren carried him, they couldn't climb a ladder at the same time. If you're going to get out of here alive, it's going to be through Argus Vanatori. And with that in mind, let's roll initiative.
Jesus.
Oh boy. Here we go.
This Eldrick's hound lives up to his name.
Oh, Jesus.
What a douchebag.
Can't believe we're getting...
I wasn't clicking on myself. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Whoops.
Hey.
I didn't click on myself either, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's so important.
All right, so we got 13 from Kasana.
Buddy
And
freak. Fuck that
Cool.
guy.
if you roll a 19, you know, sometimes it happens. The problem is it happens a lot of times, even though it should only happen sometimes.
This
Roll20
is,
likes you better than me.
This is payback for all the earlier sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
let
know
me
what?
actually just show you what his nameplate says, because I do love it. Marcus Vanatori?
I noticed over here on the roll, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Oh no. Become something greater.
He has become something else. Yes. He is going to, on all fours, lope forward, and then rush.
Oh no.
Oh god.
I'm gonna read everything with a ... question mark exclamation point. Argus Vanatori rush, even though I know that's not how it's set up.
Yes. Oren, you scarcely have a moment to put Alexei behind you before Argus is upon you and
I'm back in the cage. It's safe.
and strikes with his great jaws.
For fucking Christ.
Okay, that's a crit, which is 38 piercing damage. As he comes at you. Bieta, that is your turn.
How tall is he? Considering, hypothetically speaking, if I get up on top of one of these cages, do I have, would he be able to reach me?
Yes, he would be able to reach you. The cages, like I said, they are barely big enough for a person to sit in.
Okay.
They're like dog cages.
Okay, well, I am definitely going to put one between me and him.
Okay.
And then zoom in a little bit because I'm kind of far away. And then I'm gonna see if I can hit him.
All right. You can. Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
15 plus 10.
Yeah.
45.
It did last time.
It did last time.
So I'm gonna say yes. Should I roll my damage?
You should roll your damage because even though he is frenzied and but much more powerful, his armor class is the same.
Well, there is something. I'm just using my regular musket.
So he takes 11 piercing damage as it, he puts up a hand and it sinks into the thick muscle of his forearm.
And I'm gonna reload.
All right, Apricus.
Yep. This is bad. I'm just gonna go out there and say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting
dudes.
any closer. I'm also not gonna get any further away because I'm gonna reach spell again. So, out comes another shocking grasp, and I believe that's
D20 plus 10, yeah.
D20 plus 10, yes. Sorry. Numbers. Numbers are fun.
Numbers are fun.
Word.
Goes. D20 plus...
Hell
27.
yeah.
27 hits.
Thank the Lord. Yeah, so yet again, that just the crackling grasp of electricity much more effectively shoots out from his hand, goes to grip the being once known as Argus. It's very Prince stuff.
Yes, you slam your fist, your grasping hand, it shoots forward to slam into the side of Argus Venatori. Roll me your damage.
Is Argus also wearing... Just to check.
He is not. He is wearing hide armor.
Damn it. 2d12 coming up. I'm just out here... Well, yep, that's about what I expected to happen.
Cool. 8 electrical damage courses through Argus Venatori. He shakes it off, his hair standing on end.
Just a little buzz.
No longer capable of coherent speech. Oranatsuku.
Alrighty. As wary as I am to move and leave Alexei, at least Argus seems fairly focused, so I'm going to rage.
Cool.
Perhaps unsurprisingly. Let me just pop my temp HP on there so I do not forget about them. Because otherwise I will. Okay, that's that. I will... Fuck it, yeah, I'm just gonna take attempt to strike.
Cool.
Come on. I'll spend a hero point, please.
Sure. Oof, unfortunately, not quite enough.
Alright,
Argus Venatori is not hit.
I will attempt a trip with my
Okay.
final action. Plus. Fucking. That means
Unfortunate.
I go prone.
That does mean you go prone.
Unless you spend a hero point.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will. I can't. Yeah, that's too bad. He's already critting on so low as it is. At least that's not a fucking... I'm still standing, at least. Jesus Christ.
Unfortunately, a 10 is still 10 below his... Over 10 below his reflex DC.
Yep.
I guess. Fuck me, I guess! I'm on my ass!
You hit the ground. Kasana the spear.
Just, you hit him.
Kasana is going to cast Lay on Hands on Orin.
Cool. Increasing their AC to 22.
Yes.
Wait,
So
what?
you get a +2 bonus to your AC for this round, and you regain 12 hit points.
Cool. So I'm up to 42. Plus my tempo.
Yeah.
And with that, as the energy shunts into her spear, she's going to move here
Cool.
and is going to, while flanking with a bespelled weapon, attack with the silver guy's arm.
Hell yes.
Unfortunately, you're not flanking yet because while Orin is still on the ground, still prone. But you will be flanking in the future.
I
Okay.
didn't also, let's see, I don't know if I would have called it for Orin or Kasana, because I hit him with a called shot. Not a called shot.
Oh,
but-
true. Yeah, you did.
So
you did.
I could
hit
I
it.
can make
Give it
it
to
flat-footed.
Kasana.
Let's say
Yeah.
it's Kasana.
Okay.
All right.
He is
'Cause
flat-footed.
I did notice that she did have a nice silver geese arm, so I'm just kind of like, that's gotta be. We'll give it to you. He's
All right,
flat-footed.
cool.
So he is flat-footed to you.
Oh,
I spend a hero point.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
our mom.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little bit better.
Nice.
See, that's a little
And
bit.
that's an
better.
additional 5 negative damage.
So it's 19.
Plus,
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's-
19 plus so 19 total. So 14 plus 5, 19. Doubled. 38. Plus 7 from the silver. I forgot what I was saying. So 38 plus 7, so 45 damage to Argus Vanatori. As you just chop in with your great blade, he like howls in rage and is almost bloodied.
Oh my god.
it has been a while since I killed a werewolf.
That's what he says about that. Fantastic. It is your turn. Round 2 begins. It is Argus Vanatori's turn as he forgets completely the fallen foe in front of him and charges straight for you, Kasana the Spear.
But when you have to make a move action, though, first.
He does. He moves forward and swings a claw at you.
That's a hit.
25 just barely hits. I mean, like, not just barely, but like it was a closer call than usual. You take 20 slashing damage, and he uses his final action to grab you. You are now immobile and flat-footed, and on subsequent attacks, he will get a damage bonus to you because he has the Mauler trait.
All right.
But that is his
compulsion
turn.
to yell liberating step was so strong in that moment.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
good-
As
I've been
Vieta.
playing a liberator champion for a fucking year now. Like,
Mhm. Over a year. Elizabeth,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
I'm gonna sit here and make a panic noise.
can I join you?
Okay. So I'm going to try and let's see. So with my strategic strike, can I use it to break a grapple or like to like break his hold on Kasana?
I've let people do like escapes, but only when they're like for other characters, but only when they're adjacent.
Okay, so like I
I
couldn't,
mean,
yeah,
I
because
don't
again,
think you get- I don't
it's
think you got
called
the
shot vibe, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, then I'm just gonna do a regular,
Do I stratagem?
a regular stratagem, yeah.
Cool.
Whoa. Where's
It's a 16. You get
26?
26, which you know
Hit.
will hit.
Yes. So I'm gonna roll 3d6. Just, little pot shots at him. That was
Little
not a great
pot
thing.
shots. 7 damage to Vanatori. He is
and-
now bloodied.
And then because instead of reloading, I am going to cast Ill Omen, or attempt to, which is the spell that I've used a few times before. And she is going to just... Oh my goodness. It's basically, I think she's gonna yell like, "Stand down, you mindless beast!" and hope that it works.
Cool. So you had a DC 18 basic will save.
Will save. Oh, Jesus fucking shit!
He unfortunately rolled a 19 on the die and has a 14 modifier.
Stop it with your 19, Zach!
He's so just blood raging that you are unable to like penetrate the haze of fury that is his mind.
Okay, that's it.
Who is he flat-footed to?
I'm gonna see if I can get it to Orin. If Orin will be able to get up and swing at him from behind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Precus, that is your turn.
Yeah, well, I think it's time to beat a tactical retreat.
Okay.
Just gonna swing around this side here to just over behind Orin. I mean, I'm not going that far. And then let's see what spell I can do that will maybe help stabilize. What? Oh lord, my mind's running a mile a minute. It may be of benefit to actually reduce what his mind. I think a daze is my best opportunity.
Nice.
So
Cool.
here we go.
So you pull out a daze. It was another will save.
Yep, gonna smack him. DC 20. Okay,
Oh,
very
God.
willful. Understandable.
Stop
Have a nice day.
rolling those high numbers.
I don't want to.
You got
Can
listen.
we
Listen.
spend a hero point to make the GM roll lower?
Yes. Yes.
Actually, yes, you can.
You can spend it to make me reroll. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
Price
promise.
is lower.
Lower.
Well, I mean, you rolled a 19 on the die. Anything would be lower than that except for a 20, and don't want to risk that.
I suspect making Argus roll a 6 or under is an unlikely proposition, and that still would not stun them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
No, I know.
They would have to literally roll a natural 1 to be stunned with
Well,
this.
I meant it would have
Yeah.
worked on my spell if
So
I could have made him roll
5%
4 or
chance
under.
to succeed.
Yeah.
6%, 25% chance to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, you can spend the hero point.
No,
it's just,
I think that's not happening. I'm going to have to go for attack spells instead.
Yeah, just imagine you're playing XCOM and you see a 25% chance to dominate the Andromedon. Are you taking that chance?
I knew how to play XCOM. I would answer
No,
that
but
question.
yes, they are going to do it. Like next turn, I know they're going to do a 10% chance, and it's always going to hit.
Cool. So that is a Precus's turn. Orin Natsuku.
I stand
You're
up.
down but not out. You stand
I
up.
step. 1 action, 2 action, swing, baby, swing.
Swing, bada.
Oy, does 21 hit if he's flanked?
Unfortunately not. His AC while flanked is 23.
I will hero point.
Okay.
Come on, better than 10. Yeah! Landed
Boom.
hit. This is all negative damage for... Well, no, the rage damage, sorry, should be 3.
Okay.
Because I hit the wrong one, but it's, yeah.
So
3 negative
25.
damage.
19 plus 3 is 22 damage. He is starting to look pretty hurt.
Why
he
is it 19 plus 3?
Because that was the first one you rolled.
I
The
forgot.
better
Thank you
damage.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we
Zach.
take the better damage on a hero point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whew. So yeah, you slam down your scythe and cut a furrow into the back of Argus Vanatori. He is pissed about it.
Cool.
Son of the Spear, that is your turn. You are immobilized, which means you can't move, but you are not restrained, so you can still do actions.
okay. The first thing I'm gonna do is demoralize him.
Cool.
Bad dog.
See here, Sunny boy.
Well, here's the thing: is like, do we think he understands languages? Because he does. Like, my assumption is he understands languages. Why wouldn't he as a wolf?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's hybrid form, right? He's not a big wolf right now.
No, he's just
Yeah.
like wolfed out,
out.
hulked out.
So he
Okay.
might not be able to speak, but I reckon he could still understand.
Yeah, he probably understands. Okay.
Some part of it probably does.
Yeah. So she's going to look at him and just... She's so unimpressed, even grabbed and hurt. She
You're
just,
no good,
she
Argus.
just says,
Ori.
pathetic.
You're just like your father.
Doesn't really land.
Unfortunately, does not really land.
But and then she does make her athletics check.
Okay, you can attack while being grabbed. It just means that you're not escaping the grab.
Good point. It's one shy.
It is one shot.
And
Oh man, that would have been some nice damage.
I've
too.
already guidance to myself, so I can't actually do it. With my laxed action, it's like, God, I'll spend the hero point. I'll see if I can make it work.
Did you not just spend one?
That was mine.
Oh, that
I
was yours.
realized I hadn't pulled it out from
Okay.
my hand.
This is an unlikely chance. Let's see how it goes. No.
Oh,
Unfortunately, does not do it. You like choke up on your guy's arm and like try to go
He's
from
it's too hard with him so close.
yeah. Absolutely.
The last thing I do is I battle medicine myself, because I've not battle medicined myself today,
Cool.
Thank goodness.
and I fail.
And unfortunately,
Can I
you fail.
Can I spend my hero? Will you allow me to spend my hero point to let Kasana reroll battle medicine?
Sure.
Okay.
This isn't Savage Worlds where that kind of stuff is like a feat you can get.
Oh,
Nope.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Nana!
Listen, this is what happens when you roll a d20, is sometimes it's
You roll
just
bad.
the swingiest die.
It is the
Aside from rolling d100.
Mm-hmm. All right, it is Argus's turn once more, the wolf man, and he rears back his jaws and just chomps down on the pauldron shoulder of Kasana the Spear. It's 29 to hit. That hits.
So I'm flat-footed, correct?
You are flat-footed.
In that case, that is a critical hit.
Unfortunate. That's 18 damage times 2 is 36.
All right.
Fuck.
Kasana the Spear, your eyes go dark. Your vision goes dark. The last thing you see is actually not dark at all. A blinding silhouette of a woman standing near Alexei Vital, kind of putting out a hand towards you as you lose consciousness. As Argus drops your body, swings around and jabs a claw into the midsection of Oranatsuku.
Mm-hmm. I hate to break it to you that is also a crit.
That is also
Oh
a
my
crit.
God.
17, 34 damage.
Okay.
No, yes, 34 damage. And then he uses his last action to grab you. No, not for 34 damage. You weren't grabbed, so 26 damage.
Okay. I wasn't grabbed, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna do the math again. Sorry. So 26 total?
26 total.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Alrighty.
All right.
I'm just putting my numbers in. It's all good.
Sure. And that is the end of his turn. Elzbieta, that is you.
I'm gonna reload, and then I'm gonna roll. If I can type correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I'm gonna take that.
Nice.
Cool. 29. That hits. Does not crit.
Nope.
11 damage to Argus Vandertroy. He is looking really rough. He is like he's like sub
I'm
5%.
just like,
It's up 20%.
Okay, and I'm gonna reload again.
Cool.
That's it.
Apricus.
Yeah, just turn into the left like, Alexei, man, do you have anything in your bag of tricks at all?
Apricus, my boy, I was in a dungeon for 2 weeks.
Oh,
I guess technically flat-footed
Wait.
for Orin, so...
Do we have your reagents on you?
I do, and some things in my bandolier.
He just starts kind of like pawing at your bandolier, and will do quick alchemy. And he will create a moderate elixir of life.
Oh, lovely.
Oh wait, do you want this or do you want silver?
You can make silver? You can throw like
make
a silver
some-
bomb. You can throw like a quick silver bomb at that, bro?
I could make silver sheen. You fly it to a weapon or just some ammunition.
Just some ammunition.
I have
I
healing.
can't...
Give me the silver
I
sheen,
can't-
please.
And he like pours it and does and it pulls out a little silver paste. Just glob this onto the big one's scythe.
Yes, exactly. That's the plan. I'm gonna step forward
Wait.
with that silver sheen.
Isn't Orin's scythe already silver?
No, it's
No, it's
cold
cold
iron.
iron.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna flex tape slap some silver on that bad boy.
Yeah.
It's like Orin's just like holding it out like this. Come on,
Ready to
come on.
swing again, just like it's back.
Yeah, and it's like just iridescent, like silvery paste you spread across it, imbuing it with the power of silver, the purifying light of silver.
Okay.
And that'll take your whole action, your whole turn to do.
That's fine.
I think when you reach out and smear the silver sheen across the blade, it's that sort of so cold it feels like it burns when you touch it.
It's very cold. All right, Orin Natsuku. That's you.
And he's flat-footed for you.
And he is flat-footed.
He's flat-footed. Someone else want to spend a hero point for Orin?
Yeah,
I'll
I will.
spend a hero point for Orin.
Do you want to do Apricus, or do you want me to?
I'll
I mean,
spend it.
you
I
can.
have quite a lot in
Okay.
reserve.
Yeah,
Thank you.
your turn to hoard. There we go.
With him flat-footed, that is a hit. That is 20 slashing and negative damage, plus 7 from the silver, which is 1 greater than the 20 hit points that Argus Vanatory had left.
Fuck yes! Good shout, Corey, with the fucking asking Alexei. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he has something on him, but if you have reagents, he can work with them. So, Orin, you see Kasana, the massive gaping bite wound in her neck, like fall. Continues dying. You
I take his
rear
fucking head off.
back to the scythe and yes, the head of Argus Vanatory thuds and rolls away. Its face a mask, a grimace of fury. But the danger is gone.
Who has healing potion?
Yes. I'll hand over another elixir of life.
And I immediately drop to my knees and feed it to Kasana.
We got 2
I'm
of
gonna
those.
go up and check on Soren and Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. They are kind of bruised up, but not like on death's door. They're not deadly injured. Just like he like swept them aside to get to you, because it seems like he was focused on you four.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. They are like kind of beat up. Like he like hit them so hard that they like fell into like flew through a door into the barracks, which was what that other building was.
Mm-hmm.
As Kasana wakes up after I've fed her this potion, and I've still got, I think, the dark eyes from raging, because that hasn't faded just yet, and just say, you'll know if my hair wasn't already white, I think you would send it that way.
It's all just part of keeping everyone alive.
That's also my job. And I sort of help her up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to the two people standing behind you. Thank you.
I look round confused.
Funny because Apricus and Alexi are technically standing behind them.
Just like...
Yeah, I guess them too, but that's a weird way to say it.
Yeah, Alexi actually says, "Oh, did you see the bright lady?"
Yes, the spirit attached to Orin, and
Oh, I saw a different one then.
I also saw the psychopomp that's also attached to Orin.
That other figure was not attached to Orin.
Well, they weren't attached. They stood behind them, though.
The bright lady was further back, right, with Alexi?
She was with Alexi.
But the crow, like the crow skull, was attached to Orin?
The crow was also not attached to Orin. They were
I
like
also
perched
heard a bird beak.
And then she
You
thinks
also-
about it and says, wait, the bright lady you're speaking of was different than both of those. Who are they?
While I was
I pick him up and start carrying him up to the top so where there's food and drink and stuff, so he can talk to her while we go.
Yeah, we'll make a nice little comfortable area for him in the sitting room.
Feed
Yeah.
him.
maybe we can talk about this. The Soren actually says, maybe we can talk about this back at camp. Or if we're going to move the rams into this place, one or the other. We don't want to tarry too long.
We should, as Orin's rage fades, it's just like, we should check out that last room. By the way.
I mean, it's just the barracks. I don't know what important thing is in it.
As you like walk in and you see, it looks like they had been playing cards, and you see Sad Jack just scooping up like copper pieces.
What supplies are in here other than copper?
Oh, right. We were looking for supplies. Looks like he like looks around the room.
I mean,
weapons,
this place is yours if you want it.
Yes, we got some pikes, a few more of those muskets, some armor from the Aldrich's guardsmen.
Armor, good, supplies, things your people could use.
Aye, yes. Some cold storage. Some looks like there's some venison.
Right.
If the
Goes
place
to-
is secure, we should settle here and go back to the rams in the morning, or send a couple back to bring them here.
Jack says, you take care of this place. I have quite enough of my own. I should be able to get back to the campsite in a day or two, and then be back a little bit after that.
Right, I'm gonna take care of the rest of the bodies. Apricus, would you mind? And I'll clear all the bodies off the ramparts and bring them together and get Apricus to do his fire thing.
I certainly won't forget to burn them this time.
To Soren and Elsbetia, Kasana says, we need to take all of the undead down.
Oh,
Burn
that's
them.
gonna be a hell of a chore, but
It must be done.
What do you mean take them all down?
well, they're all tied to the trees, right?
Oh, those
Destroy
undead.
them individually.
Yes.
remove them from the trees.
Yes.
They must all be taken down.
Yes. Do you want to rest like a little bit longer? Like Soren and I can get started on that. You have had a
Yes.
hell of a fight.
You've had a pretty crazy day for you.
Fighting, yeah.
Yeah, let's set Kasana and Alexi up in like the sitting room to talk about stuff, and then Oren will go burn some bodies.
Yeah, she gets
Respectfully.
out of the armor, and with her curse overdrawn, her hair is slumped at her sides. She looks very, very old right now. And very small.
You're in good company because Alexi also looks very old and very small.
Just put these two cute, lovely old people next to each other on the couch. These
Make
very
them some
dangerous
tea.
old people.
Yeah.
I may
Older
have,
people. Alexi is old.
Alexi's an old guy, yeah. He's like in his like late 50s, early 60s.
actually old.
So I guess it's not that old, but like, you know, it's a dangerous lifestyle he's got.
I may have a man.
No, it's not a my dear.
He's still old enough to be her dad.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, what was that, Apricus?
Yes, I may have a manner of proposal. The trees, that lovely, terrible trap that was out there, I did disassemble it. We could perhaps re-enable it, and another layer of defense to the lodge here.
No. You will burn them.
No,
No,
the
no.
galvanic skein. The one that got me.
Yes.
Do what you want, then.
How about after we take care of the undead trees?
Oh, yes, that plan.
That way we don't have to worry about crossing that again.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I think at this, we're looking around, like, you just found that there's like a control panel for the galvanic skein
Oh, nice.
here in the lodge. There's also like 4 more inactive clockwork pixies that are like in a crate that like 2 of them came out of, and then there's 4 left.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So Kasana and Alexi take a breather. Oren and Apricus are going to get rid of the bodies that are around here, and Soren and I will take care of the undead on the trees.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And that probably takes you like the rest of the night to do. We don't have to like necessarily play it all out. Though if anyone wants to like have a conversation while they're doing it, they're more than welcome to.
I mean, I'd like to. I want to hear Cassandra and Alexi talk too. I want to know what Elizabetta and Soren talk about when it's just the 2 of them there.
Ooh.
Just saying.
You eavesdropping.
Some good conversations right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't think Elzbieta will say anything except for like, you know, thank you. But is probably just jaw tight and going about this work in a very unpleasant fashion, but won't initiate a conversation.
Yeah, and Soren is you know, kind of gregarious in general, but like understands that it does not ever try to force a conversation with somebody. Is charismatic in that way that they can like understand them to not.
They can read the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like borrow a knife from you, and like you just go through and like, you know, sever spinal columns.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're actually, Elzbieta, while you are doing this, make a perception check.
Roll golly, roll high.
23.
Yeah, as you are doing this, Soren got slashed up a bit, and one of the places they were hit was like their chest, which went up to like their scarf, so it's a little bit in disarray. And they turn at one point, and you get this like little glimpse at the bottom half of their face. and you see something like hits the moonlight and almost glows.
She'll point to their scarf and just say, "Do you want to use mine while yours is in a disrepair?"
Aye, probably for the best.
And she'll just like take off the sash around her waist and hand it over to them.
They turn around before unwrapping their scarf. Make one more perception check.
Not hot. Can I use a hero point?
You can.
Yes.
The perfect usage.
This is important.
24.
Fantastic. They like unwind their scarf. You can't see their face, but you can see their neck because their collar is not very high. And you see at the back of their neck, and it looks like it continues around the front, is a set of scars or tattoos in like a band around their throats and along the back of their neck. That kind of like sparks a couple of times before they put the your scarf on. This is, it's not really my color, but
Well, then you'll have to darn yours faster, wouldn't you?
I got the repair kit. I got some thread. I'll be able to fix it. I'll get this back to you soon enough.
Take your time.
And you continue your work. Meanwhile, back at the keep, at the lodge, bodies are being burned. You go through what do you do with the slag from the Clockwork Hounds?
I'd like to pick through that.
Sure, absolutely. So you keep those for study.
Yes.
And for recycling, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also,
And
yes.
I want to at least keep one of the pixies to study, just FYI.
Yeah, you got 4 of those that are completely intact.
Hell yeah. Wasn't too
Lovely.
sure if they were like going to destroy those also, but no, they're a good defense system. Damn, it's a pet? No, I'm just kidding.
You could, maybe as a familiar, if you had one.
Imagine.
They're like exactly the right size.
Yeah.
And then inside the lodge's kind of like common room, the fire stoked back up and roaring, warming your kind of brittle bones. Alexei is kind of nibbling on a piece of cheese that was left out.
Yeah, and once Apricus is out of the room as well, she slumps a lot more.
Kasana, my dear, you must be careful not to overextend yourself. You are still a young woman, but it is dangerous.
I haven't been that close to death since for 16 years, I think.
Yes, I certainly slipped to the threshold of the door more than once these last few days. It is dangerous times that we live in, where threats come from within just as much as from without. The walls we hope to protect us.
I knew that the Errol's were corrupt. Things needed to change. I did not expect to be for one of their dogs to try to burn me alive. For being associated with you, nonetheless.
My apologies, Susanna. My resignation from the estate at Aldrich was considerably more turbulent than I anticipated when I called for you.
Yes, you mentioned You mentioned it would... Something terrible.
Oh, yes.
I've seen bad things. Terrible things. But the group of people you've brought together, well, I can't quite put it together.
How do you mean?
Oh, well, perhaps you trust all of these people. And certainly. But for something as dangerous as this, well... Orin is powerful, deeply tied to life and death and all of that. Elsbetia, well, this... Aside from whatever her condition is, this seems like a much more dangerous situation than she is interested in being in. And Apricus, well, I wondered at first, but I don't anymore.
Apricus is one of my best students. A sharp mind, perhaps a bit ruthless when it comes down to it, but
Unintentionally.
decisive. Not a man to stand on any sort of ceremony to do what needs to be done, as much as he might think he is a simple academic.
Yes.
Spieta is one of the brightest minds and sharpest eyes I've come across in my time working with adventurers. She has secrets, as do we all, but her heart is strong and true. And Orin, well, do you see how fucking hard they hit that guy?
Oh, of course.
Classic.
Yes. Well, if you, from what I've seen, and if you trust them, I won't push.
With thy life, dear girl.
Yes.
Would you like some
What?
cheese?
Oh, thank you.
It's important to eat slowly after a period of forced starvation. If you gorge yourself, you just get sick. Nibbling on his charcuterie.
Yeah.
It's a solid
Yeah,
meal to have after you get starved.
Yeah,
Platter.
little lunchables.
Yeah.
Fucking nasty Lunchables.
Yeah, she nibbles,
Bread and put the meat and the cheese on top.
yeah, she combines it with a ration,
Sandwich.
Yeah,
for
they're
sure.
grapes. There's some grapes, and
Yeah, and these mechanical dogs searching for the cold lamps. That security system. This man is a monster. But what did you discover that was so terrible that it brought us all together?
We should wait for the whole group to be assembled. I
Oh, yes, of course.
have very little energy, and I would like to only say this once.
Kasana, like, with her armor off, she has sort of a necklace on that is made of... It has sort of like a bunch of like various beads and strings and little like notes attached to it.
Mhm.
Sort of like small little written notes. She unclasps it and looks at it. These are all the promises I've made of how to use this power I've taken. When I pull on the life stream, I take from the ambient energies around us. This world is... We're surrounded by the necromantic energies of the undead. All I have to do is purify them. She throws them in the fire. If we're fighting people, if we fight people and they will use the undead as I've seen that used here, then I need to be stronger. And I need to be able to protect the others.
And you must allow them to protect you in turn, Kasana. That's the only way it works.
He doesn't respond.
Yeah, and as the night wanes and the sun somewhere rises unseen, you all return to the Vanatory Lodge, now yours by right of conquest at the very least. You probably rest for some time. Get your best attempt at an 8 hours of sleep. Boom! Kasana the spear.
Nice.
I get bit more health back. There we go.
Yeah, and in the morning, you.
Yeah, no, I'm just checking things. Keep going.
How much do you recover sleeping again? I know it's like con
Your
mod
level
times.
times your con modifier.
Alrighty. Thank
So
you.
4 times.
Very much.
Well, actually, 5 times your con mod.
Ta-da!
You've all leveled up, and we'll handle all that off stream. But yeah, that's handled. You've hit the milestone. You've rescued Alexei Vital. You've slain Argus Minotauri, and
Oh my
you're all
God.
level 5.
Oh, thank
That's the
God.
big one.
Big crunchy.
but yeah,
big
we don't need-
abilities.
It's a very big one.
We're not going to talk about that yet, because we're going to talk about other stuff. Like what Alexei saw. So, with Sad Jack ranging and roaming across the countryside to bring back the rams to occupy this fort, it is Kasana, Oren, Elzbieta, Apricus, and Soren who gather around Alexei Vital as he sits on the big sofa. No, 'cause he sits on the easy chair.
Yeah.
Puts up his feet,
Yeah.
I'm
stretches.
gonna drag one of these chairs over and sit near the fire.
Mhm.
Smoke.
So, I'm guessing you'd like to know why I gathered you here in Rule.
That'd be nice to know, yeah.
So, as you may have surmised, I have been working with the Rams for some time. As part of that, in addition to my services as an alchemist and a scholar, I came up with the idea to infiltrate the estate of Aldrich Aram so as to steal his inventions and reverse engineer them so that They may be accessible to people of all walks across this nation. And I did learn quite a bit about the way his cold lamps and night glasses operate, but there is something else that people do not know about Aldrich Arrow. You may be aware of how his recruitment drives move throughout the parish, finding bright young minds and bringing them to Aldrich Manor as a apprenticeship before being sent across the nation into new posts. Unfortunately, this is a fabrication. Those young people never leave Aldrich Manor. They remain trapped in the cellar laboratories as experiments. To what end, I do not know, but some of them are transformed into vampire spawn through some process I do not know. Others still grafted with clockwork parts and other augmentations to create some sort of superior breed of soldier. And Soren says, but the letters, people get back letters from their families, and it's not like they're printed, they're all handwritten. And Alexei says, yes, an ingenious device. I believe Errol calls it the letterhead. It absorbs a handwriting exemplar from each new recruit and catalogs it as a sort of knowledge base of writing styles so that it can emulate them perfectly. Each of those letters is written by a clockwork creature within Aldrich Manor. He is bleeding this parish dry, taking its best and brightest and transforming them into monsters for his own edification. That is the secret I learned, and that is what Argus Venatori was willing to kill 4 strangers to keep from getting out. And Soren kind of sits forward and mutters something under their breath. And Elžbieta, you hear, because you're next to them, as they say, I can't believe he's still doing it.
How long has this been going on? She'll just kind of like ask the room at large, but...
Sana stands up and walks to the wall.
Alexei says, I couldn't say for certain. It certainly was not a new thing when I came across it. There's too much infrastructure in place, too much standard practices established. And Soren says, says, I can't say how long exactly, but it's been at least a decade. And then they wince.
Sana punches the wall.
She
Hell
punches
yeah.
it really well.
A solid wall punch.
Ouch. That's pretty solid, yeah. Well, I hate to be the one who is asking this. Soren, do you care to tell us how you know that?
Elzbieta will say, like, if they've been in the area long enough, of course they would know.
No, this I didn't know about, but I know that he's done it before, because I know that he did it to me. And then something flares under their scarf, and they get like wince again.
Is there anything we can do to help at this moment for you?
Don't know. Probably better to get it out. What I'm about to say, the specifics, they don't leave this room. Ken? As Soren Sitar begins unwrapping the scarf that Elzbieta gave them, lent them, and you see that same ring of like scar and tat and like ink glyphs that is around their throats. And as they open their mouth to speak, you see that they have a mouth full of sharp cat-like teeth that are pearlescent. So like the light hits them and shimmers around them. And they say, so once upon a time, there was a little urchin child who didn't have anyone, who was taken in by a wonderful maestro. They once again, and that collar flares. And something had happened recently that had gotten this maestro interested in the power of the great lords and ladies of the Fey court. And he wished to use this power. And so he tried to bind it into the child. And they once again, and it flares again, and their eyes look bloodshot. Alexei Vital made me into this. Aldrich Arrel made me into this.
Looks immediately at Alexei.
Like, whoa!
I was able to escape, but not before he gave me this. A gag order, you might say. A non-disclosure agreement. Enforceable on pain of death. And it like flares again, and their nose starts bleeding.
Is there
I go up
anything that anyone can do?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see about trying to do, shall we?
First and foremost, immediately gets back
27?
yeah, 27 hit points.
Okay.
Freakus
Certainly brings
something.
some
Yeah.
color back into their cheeks. Yeah, they're taking damage every time they say anything about this. And the more explicit they are, the more damage they take.
Yeah, let's take a look at that, shall we? He's gonna see if he can't at least detect something that can delay, diffuse, at least decrease the effect.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, how should
You can make an Arcana check to try to identify the magic.
Well,
I mean, I can use. Wouldn't that be what would Read Aura do something similar or?
So Read Aura is like a. Let me double check what Read Aura does.
It's magical auras when you're casting. You know whether the item is magical, and if it is, you learn the school of magic.
So yeah, you would certainly know that this is a. What
It's
would
an abjuration, isn't it? It's a weird protective thing of sorts.
It is a protect. It's triggered to protect the good name of Alric Errol, but I think probably it's either evocation or no, it's necromancy.
Yeah, because it does damage.
It is sucking the life out of them as they attempt to speak.
this is 27 in Arcana.
Yes, which means that Apricus, you're able to realize that this is a curse. It is a powerful curse.
What language is... You said it was like runes or something, right?
It's like mystic runes. It's not a language so much as it is like
Gotcha.
like
Glyphs and
equations.
stuff. Yeah. I gotcha.
So it's a curse of necromancy.
Right. And Apricus, that 27, there's one other thing that you get, which is that this is not a unique curse. This is a curse that is well practiced. This was not the first time that this has been applied to somebody. You can see in the certainty of the strokes of the glyphs.
I've got a couple of other routes to go for. Well, 3 total. I do have academic and either of these help.
No, because this is not like an undead thing. It's necromantic, but not in that way.
And I'm assuming it's not occult.
It's a little bit occult, sure. But it's it's the same as Arcana. It's like magic, like Arcana and occult are just both different ways of figuring out stuff about magic.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would be a more specific, if it was truly arcane, or if there was occultism involved. Okay, well, certainly is powerful curse. Was also one that could have been deployed upon many others, so I think we can judge based off of that this is the only.
A sort of Alexi says, like a sort of magical vow of secrecy, but forced upon the swearer.
And would it affect written word as well, then?
Soren nods.
To deny the freedom to speak in such a manner. Why is he? Why?
Because he's a tit. Like, I don't know what more do you want?
Yes, why make?
Why do men in power want anything? Just for more of it. He wants to ascend to something better than what he is, which, to start, might have been a paltry human.
And if
To make vampires?
If people found out what... I mean, everything the Earls do is about fighting back. And if you think you're in the right,
but
some people will go to...
How is it... Like, are they creating children of, like, half vampires in order to find more efficient ways of killing them? Or what is the point of that?
Well...
Like he says, I couldn't say for sure. The vampire spawn then trapped beneath Aldrich Manor certainly had all manner of ghastly tests run upon them.
How did he make that? Did he have a vampire who was there to sire them? Or was it some scientific extraction?
I don't know. They were already like that when I arrived, and no more came while I was there. I'm not privy to the process.
Could it be pursuit of immortality? Could it just be simple curiosity? Sake? Could it be that he's deriving some sort of advance from it? He not. What's...
Soren says, for me at least, I think it was hoping in some way to harness the power. And they once again take another 5 damage.
I lay on hands, they get 18 back.
Elżbieta will get them like a glass of water and a rag so they could clean up their face.
Well,
Thank you.
yes, if they really did encounter the Gilded One, well, then maybe they saw something in there that was desirable, hoping gain, but without the same limits.
Yes, I could. I mean, certainly the Gilded One was massively powerful. It took an incredible amount of effort to slay him in the first place. That sort of power without drawbacks would be, I imagine, intoxicating to the right sort of person.
Power like that always has drawbacks.
Indeed. But there is one more thing. While I was shackled and tortured in the dungeon below, wavering on the knife edge between life and death, I was granted a vision. A
Lady.
white figure with no eyes towering over my cage, holding a staff topped with a crescent moon. She whispered to me that you were coming. She told me that once I was free, I must send you to the place where the giants have wept, the spirits of those who once walked this land have been shackled beneath the world by a terrible curse. Once the spirits of the dead are freed, the path to freedom will be revealed. That is what I was bade.
Can I roll a haunt lore?
Sure.
I think
Ghost?
Orin is like running their hand over the crescent symbol on their healer's tools pouch.
Yeah, that sounds haunted, Elżbieta.
That's haunted as fuck.
Sona storms
Forest
off into the
voltage.
other room, kicks open the grate, and slides down the ladder.
Okay.
I've got 2 questions.
All right.
Does weather
I'm gonna
lore
go
help me at all here?
Does leather lore?
Weather lore. Not leather
Leather
lore.
lore?
Weather!
It's like,
Weather
oh,
lore.
okay. Yeah, no, totally.
Maybe you can give it a roll.
Okay.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20!
If that happens again, I will eat. I would say my hat, but my hat's made of straw, so.
Eat it anyway.
Eat it anyway. Yeah, I'm attempting to pull up. And while I'm doing that, I will actually ask. Speaking of which, we did actually manage to preserve your notes. I was hoping to learn diamond file.
Alexi chuckles, and still a little weakly. taps the side of his head.
Ah,
All up here, my boy.
well,
Much safe. I, in my long years, have mastered a sort of intellectual meditation to ensure my memory remains eidetic. A little bit like what you wizards do with your spells.
oh, yes, in a sense, although after we've cast it, it's almost as if its energy was removed from mind, but I'll have to ask you about
Certainly, certainly. As far as a level 22, as a 22 weather lore means, you don't know.
Fair. It was a shot in the dark, and the darkness is across this land, so...
Not really applicable, unfortunately.
Only once will that legendary shot happen.
Kasani, you were going down into the dungeon?
Yes.
I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even go. I don't descend down the ladder. I grab the sides of it and I slide down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to get there faster.
Sure. You hold
Very
that.
video game.
You hold me.
How long
hold
is the
B.
ladder? How
Just
high
10
is
feet.
this? Cool, I just jumped down.
Mm-hmm.
Superhero landing.
Catfall.
You take 5 damage.
No, you're fine.
Ground hit back.
But yeah, so what are you doing down there?
I go to where I saw the figure of the woman when I was near death,
Sure.
and I'm going to just I'm going to call out. Hello. To the spirit that was here. Show yourself.
There is no answer.
She curses in a language that is not common.
Mhm.
And
Make a perception check. You don't see the spirit, but you do see in the cage that Alexi was in something you didn't notice before, which is a little silver spider web stitched between two like bars of the cage. And you have not seen a spider here at all.
is this some sort of... Is this religious? Is this... Tries to think back to, like, the limited amount she knows about gods and spirits. Like, if this would be a symbol that any of them might use.
Sure, roll religion.
A Nazi, grandmother spider,
Not in this universe.
common arachnid, the black willow.
You do not... Nothing springs to mind.
Are you okay?
The arrows have been misguided for a while. They are corrupt, they hoard power, and if this one is comfortable turning, well, creating taking people and cursing them, changing them into monstrous forms, to try and extract power of some sort. Something like this is, if this is this ingrained into just this parish, people everywhere suffer greatly as the world is now. And it is never enjoyable to learn about something like this. Do you know anything about spiders? The spirit. You have a spirit. You have some sort of communion with the deities. What is this?
Okay, to clarify, I have communication with one spirit, singular, and I'm fairly certain she's not a deity. Can I make a check about the spider web or spiders, I guess? And given what we're talking about, Oren's perceptive enough to pick up on the vibe of the conversation and seeing things near death and stuff like that. And probably has that feeling of goosebumps or whatever, this awareness and wanting to know more about it. Just think about being in that space where they could talk to, where Oren and Aaron were separate, and that space between, and just rack their mind to see if somewhere in the back of their head and all the stuff they can't remember and they don't know, if there is something.
Sure, give me a religion check.
Alrighty, just quickly checking one little thing. Loki, stop headbutting my hand.
Okay.
It makes using the mouse really difficult. He's a good boy.
Good boy.
Okay, come on. Nope. That's perfect, frankly.
You don't know. You...
Oh, wait. Spirit guides.
Oh, yeah. Spirit guides.
Ha! She don't know shit either. That's fair.
A little bit better.
But not
you get the sensation that you are truly... You are out of your depth. You do get the feeling that you're being maneuvered by something far greater than you. But even then, you also feel that it doesn't mean you ill.
Well, I don't know much about gods or spirits. Aside from the fact that the moons are present for them, it's weird. Maybe that spider web is... See how all the strings come together at the center to make the strongest point? Maybe it's just a reminder or something of we are part of something bigger. I appreciate that that's really unhelpful in answering your question, but I am not an educated person.
That's quite all right. We'll test this as a scientist might. And she casts second level harm on herself.
Cool.
She takes 4 points of negative damage.
Why would you do that? I don't...
Do I see anything as I bring myself closer to death?
No, you do not.
She casts it one more time on herself.
No!
I try to stop her. Like, catch
Roll
hold of her hand.
roll
whatever.
athletics.
Okay. 27.
My athletics DC is 21.
So that is a success and is a nat 20. Kasana, you go to curse yourself again with harm when Orin's hand flashes out and grabs your wrist.
And I think the other voice slips out, and that sort of heavier accent just like, stop.
If I can just push myself, I might be able to see this thing again.
No. How about this? How about I hurt myself and you bring me back? If that's the game we're going to play.
Well,
Are you not so quick to hurt somebody
No.
else then, Kasana? For the sake of your science.
others shouldn't need to get hurt.
I haven't let go of your wrist.
Yeah, she tries to leave and she can't.
Nope.
And says, I don't like working with outer beings who won't show themselves.
You
She just
yell
shouts
at
it to the room.
Yeah, and the room is still.
You can't shout at everyone, Kasana, and expect them to do what you want.
I don't need people to... None of this is about making anyone do anything.
Are you sure? And I let go of your wrists.
This is a dangerous, harsh world, and I want to see people approach it with their own conviction.
Then let people approach and do what they must. You can't protect people from everything. It's not your place to.
Sure, of course. Apricus!
Exhale.
Great to see you.
Corey's just like, thank God!
They're talking about science without the scientist. Anyway. Yes.
My science phones are tingling.
Yeah. He'll perk up from whatever small talk he might have been having with Professor and his present. Immediately go to work.
What do you know about near-death experiences and piercing the veil between life and death? You as well, Professor.
Elzbieta just, literally laughs. That's what they're doing down there?
One question at a time. Near-death experiences, piercing the veil, and what was that last one?
That about sums it up, yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
I asked for, Alexei, you have seen this woman directly.
Yes,
Or this spirit.
the bright lady.
Yes. I saw her for a moment. I mistook her for one of the creatures following Orin.
Who is she?
Elzbieta makes another eye roll at creatures.
yes.
Okay, no. Who is the bright lady? And Orin's voice has gone back.
I don't know.
I'm gonna make a perception check. I actually noticed that time.
Mhm.
I guess.
She made herself known to me while I was wavering during my captivity here. She soothed me with the knowledge that my friends were working to rescue me. And she told me where next we must go.
Did she leave the spider web?
I don't know.
Alexi, did you notice the spider web?
No.
Was it not there before?
But you know, Oren, when you're starving and within an inch of your life, you're not really particularly concerned with the dusting.
I just look down from my very tall height to this very short professor man and squint at him a little bit.
Couldn't say.
Look, I may not have been ever starving in this life, but I have been near death quite enough. Thank you.
Then you would know that the outside world gets a bit hard to perceive. Didn't notice any spider webs, Oren. I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. It's just, it's got Kasana all. And I say this in attempt at being whispering to him, but that voice kind of carries.
Yeah. And I think Kasana, while this is happening, has had like this realization dawn on her face. And she takes a deep breath. Elsbetia.
I'm still setting up on the couches. So I'm like, what?
Well, no, we're back in the room now.
They came back up?
We all came back up.
I was still like, did they kill him downstairs? Okay.
No. Comes back. Elsbetia, you of all of us here are the most perceptive and probably the best at working out how this entity might have left traces in the torture room.
I suppose if you really think there is a connection between the two of them and they're not unrelated.
I would be very grateful if you could check on that.
All right. Sure. Spiderwebs and bright ladies. We're trying to find a connection. Is that it? Am I getting this right?
Sure. Roll religion.
Yeah.
I'll also take a flip through my notes to see if
I was like, I don't have a great religion, so that's why I was like, I didn't know if Hunt would have worked better, but
I'm trained up on religion.
Yeah. Also, while we're making breath, can I, like, once we're all back down in the dungeon, having, group fun times, can I sit and close my eyes and sort of like, I basically want to kind of sense motive on the space, as it were, like to see if I'm picking up any vibes. Vibe check,
Sure, yeah, so Elsbieta, roll religion.
Yeah.
Oren, roll perception.
I got a 23 on religion.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's kind of been tracking with what other people have been getting. Yeah. I guess Oren's, no, it didn't count.
So the bright lady, you know nothing about.
Yeah.
You do remember that creature you saw. The one with the bird skull and the wings and the scythe. And you know that was a Vanth, which is a psychopomp. You know that Vanths, historically, though a lot of that writing is gone now, are servants of the Lady Moon.
Mm. So there's, the very strong possibility that dear sweet Lady Moon just forewent a psychopomp and came directly, or this could just be another variation thereof. who came to visit the professor in his time of need.
Again, what is it about the
Well,
What if she's cut off?
Well, of course, of course she is. The necromantic energies of this. My power comes. The thing I draw upon is the energies that can't leave. Life and death are the same. They're intertwined. And we're surrounded by that death.
Well, then no wonder she's taken an interest.
I mean,
It's
like
not
the
like...
professor said.
Oh, Soren says, it's not like anyone's been doing any inviting to any gods.
Yes, that's much of the reason it's even possible for. That is what makes it possible for individuals to take that power themselves. It's not going anywhere. It's
Professor, I have a question that may or may not be relevant.
All right.
You happen to know anything about a saying relating to wheat and reapers, by chance?
But you know I'm not really a theologian, Africus. Sounds like a religious slogan, but I can't place it.
that's how you farm.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I used to be a farmer. It's
The Mind Palace extends in two ways. One is, it relates to spiders, so is there anything nature-related here?
I'll just say no.
Okay. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Just so we don't keep circling the drain.
I was just like, can we take the spider web and give it to Kasana because she seems really fixated on this spider web?
Oh no,
Yeah.
she doesn't care about the spider.
It's just a spider.
I guess, oh boy. Just giving a stink eye to Oren's gear. That's really it. The moon.
Yeah, Kasana is satisfied with the explanation that was probably the moon.
Might have been the moon. Yes, but
My first psycho pump was the moon.
that's
That's rough, buddy.
Alexei says, whatever she may or may not have been, the message she sent was clear. There are spirits shackled by a terrible curse, and if they are freed, the way to freedom will be revealed.
Well, we certainly can't abide leaving spirits chained to this place after death.
Indeed. She said that you must find the place. The last thing that Alexei was saying was about the place where giants have wept. That is the place that the spirits, the bright lady, the figure in white, directed him towards, to send you there to find the path to freedom.
Yes, and that links to the giant's tears. Heard a bit hearsay about such a specimen existing.
The vines, yes, that sounds like it might be it.
I was hoping, in fact, to travel over that way, but obviously the urgency of the situation bade that we see you first. So it seems this is even more of a sign that headed soon.
I appreciate it. It seems that now the urgency is to find the source of these flowers, these vines, this place where the giants have wept, and break whatever curse may be there.
I don't want to say it, but Zoran, I think we may need to continue to have Sad Jack along with us if it really deals.
Sad Jack is gone.
So Jack is over at the he's getting the
rest of
rams.
the rams.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It'll be a few days before he returns if we're going to wait.
We may not have time.
That is also true. I don't know exactly what the nature of the urgency is, besides the fact that it can't take long for them to find out that we've taken them.
Yes. It's probably you'd want to be quick as you can, considering. And we could wait a few days for Sir Jack to get back, but if you could handle this before they were able to mobilize a true responsive force, that might be for the best. Hopefully, I can't imagine that any part of the woods is more dangerous than the ones around the Venatori Lodge.
I mean, those are always famous last words, but...
I hope we tend to be surprised by that.
So, what did you had said it was south from here?
East. Yes, as we return to the rural parish map, it is the spot you were looking for, that you were like directed to, is like here.
Okay.
Usually the crossroads.
Ooh, there's stuff on the map. There's some rivets. I'm zooming in, just like. Ugh.
I'm attempting to find. I see.
Yes, indeed. Some ruins on the map. They've been there the whole time.
Yes, they have.
Surprise! I've been here the whole time.
I've been here the entire time.
Plot thickens.
That's a good show.
Will we have to go back up to the bridge? How wide is the river?
It's not wide. Let's see with no snapping. I got to change the scale of this thing because that is.
I'm like,
crazy.
that is a 2-mile wide river.
Well, right here we got the Mississippi.
The water is wide.
Yeah. It's
a few hundred feet. That would be a pretty big river still.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about if we don't have to go down to Crossroads and the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we shouldn't.
The main artery is deep enough that boats can use it.
Okay.
So you can try swimming across. You can try build the boat, or you could just go through the town.
We steal a boat.
Well, we can swim, or we could get a boat for those of you that. Yes. Right.
I'm just moving my icon so I can see the tributaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could head to a tributary and see if there are any like fishing boats or anything, and then.
What's in this? What do we have here? We should take any potions or supplies.
Yeah, not a lot. There's some potions, and we can probably just work out whatever those are. Between sessions. But yeah, there's some supplies here. You can take no boats, obviously, but we could also just not figure it out next session about how you're going to get there. It shouldn't be too hard while you still have a teensy bit of. Actually, word's probably gotten out about you freeing Sad Jack, but just gotta be careful.
Well, we can cut down a tree, break off the branches, and, well,
we'll figure
create
it
a log flume if we have to.
Well, one way or another, you will find the
direction.
place where giants have wept, and you have resolved to break the curse, keeping their spirits shackled beneath the earth. And all of that will happen next time, when the path to freedom is revealed. Thank you all for sticking with us through this pretty wild, technically, rough episode. We had some changes last minute to our stream setup that should be hopefully all right next time.
Next time we'll be back to normal, so.
Yes, and then so this is just one strange anomaly that we'll get that resolved. Yes, as we mentioned at the top, my name is Zachary Frederickson. I've been your GM for the evening. I hope you enjoyed your evening with us. And you can find me on Twitter at offskinningGod. The music I make at iambugray.bandcamp.com, and you can find my friends at the places where they are found, starting with Bitmap.
Hello, I'm Bitmap. You can find me at bmprager on the Twitter and also on the Patreon. Other places, though, I'm not there. But I do exist there. I also can be found at the Mountain Kickstarter, which is live for the last week as we look for our final stretch goal. It's very exciting, and that's what I'm doing currently. And I will be doing more next time after the Kickstarter's wiped up. But that's it for now. Please back the Kickstarter and make the numbers get big.
Make them go
Make
up.
those numbers go up.
Yeah.
Good to see you. I've also been joined this evening by my friend Corey.
Yep, Corey, you can find me on Twitter at Endless Musings. I'd like to give a particular shout out to my friends over at The Weekly Twitter. Just give them a listen if you have the chance. It's a podcast about weekly. I think they might be on. Plenty of backlog for you at the WK Cool.
Cool. My friend Jade.
What up? Jade on Twitter. If you like actual play content, check out Fall Leader, GMless tabletop games, Dumb Kids Playing Hero for Animorphs inspired Forged in the Dark. And you can go to patreon.com/FTLcast. If you like the way Zach GMs like I do, you can listen to some of our Patreon exclusive content, including City of Mist, where Mab, myself, and August play teenage sleuths of a sort, solving a mystery.
I play yet another investigator.
It's a good system. City of Mist is great, and yeah, it's real fun. There's a bunch of stuff there that's good to listen to as well. Oh, and check out the Room Where It Happened at Roomware Pod. They're another part of the Standing Stones Guild. That's also actual play. They're currently using Beam Saber, elements of, and
Scum
and Villainy.
Yes.
That's a real cool season. Appalachia in space. Good vibes. Check it out.
Yes. And my friend Mab.
Hi, I'm Mab. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Patreon at Little Lady Mab. If you like Elżbieta as a character concept, I'll have a short story going up this month for all patrons at the $1 tier and above of, maybe some kind of supernatural vampire hunter and looking into some weird things. So who knows? Yeah.
Sounds very cool. Yes, and that is all for us today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time, July 31st. And until then, remember, always wash your hands after you go to the restroom.
Make sure you do this, this one.
And let's get under your nails too.
Yep.
Thank you, and good night.